Welcome, one and all, to another stream. I wish it was under slightly better circumstances. I don't know if anyone noticed when I started the stream. I played the theme of the original Dragon Ball as a little bit of an homage to Akira Toriyama, who passed away. Actually was on March 1st, but the news only came out today, so yeah, I thought that it was appropriate, especially since well, we're gonna be talking about Sonic today, and as we all know, Sonic owes a lot of its existence in its current shape to, well, Dragon Ball. Hello, Epic. How are you? I also see Ricardo Cruz. I'm not sure if he's still here. I did see his chat message before I started. But yeah, that's unfortunate. But I mean, that's life, you know. And not gonna lie, it's a little bit of a downer. Well, euphemism of the century, I bet. Sorry, I just haven't really processed it completely. Also, maybe it would be best to wait if anyone else shows up, like before going to the main event. Yeah, hi Overlord. Yeah, today kind of sucks. I actually considered not streaming, but not that it's affecting me to that extent, but like I thought of streaming something else, but then I thought, hey, you know, like I said, Sonic owes a lot. Sonic owes a lot to Dragon Ball. So, and the comics in particular, I would say. So, you know what? Just let's just, you know, show must go on. You know, that's the thing with show business. Today is March 8th. Yes, indeed. A bunch of other than International Women's Day, what else is celebrated today? Because I think that's not the only thing. Well, in Japan they're already celebrating Miku Day because it's month 3, day 9, 39, Miku. Thank you. So yeah, I've already seen some posts with Miku, which yeah, but yeah. Other than International Women's Day, what are the things that are today, March the 8th? Show me Wikipedia. Let's see. Christian Feast Day, Edward King, Church of England, Felix of Burgundy, John of God, Philemon the actor. Interesting. No, it's just International Women's Day. The Saints thing. It's like there's a bunch of them like on every single day. Hello, Pedro Valadão, welcome. We started with a bit of an homage to Mr. Akira Toriyama. Seemed appropriate. Okay, I wanted to see if at least one of the mods showed up before actually going. Well, in the meantime, how are you guys? Well, other than today being a little bit of a bleak day. Oh, holy crap! I didn't notice how much it was raining outside. Holy! Wow! Wow, dude. Also, why does today suck? Because the creator of Dragon Ball, and by extension Dragon Ball Z, Akira Toriyama, passed away. He had already passed away on March 1st, but the news only came out today. It was also I think that the news only came out today partially because he didn't want like a big deal to be made out of, like, for example, his funeral or something. Yeah, seems even the world is weeping. Yeah. Yeah, like, and the sky is like super dark. Like, these are really gray clouds. Yeah. Like, I'm not gonna complain too much because I do like the rain, but yeah, no, it's a sad day. Also there was like this voice actress who also died, Tarako. I don't know a lot of her works. All I know is that she voiced Monokuma after the passing of the original voice actress, who was, I don't remember her name, but she was the original voice actress for Doraemon. So yeah, she voiced, the reason why I know that is, yeah, you know, Danganronpa. So yeah, it's a sad day. Seems like my choice of thumbnail was kind of prophetic, actually. Even though I chose it for different reasons. Though maybe to explain my choice of thumbnail, it would be better to actually, you know, start the whole thing. I'm probably going to wait until 6:20 to actually start. But yeah. Gosh, hi, new around. Hello. I was waiting for at least one of the mods to show up to start the stream proper. I was just talking about how, you know, the whole thing that happened today, you know, the whole Akira Toriyama, he passed away. Everyone is sad. Especially since he still had a bunch of projects that he wanted to do and stuff. I'm not sure if those are ever gonna come out now. Judging, even though I was gonna use, yeah, bleak day today. I was gonna say that I hope that it didn't go the way of like Takeshi Shudo. But Takeshi Shudo and Akira Toriyama were very different people. Takeshi Shudo, by the way, if you don't know, he was one of the main writers and showrunners for the original Pokemon series, the Indigo League, and he stayed on board until I think mid-Johto. He's also the one who wrote most of the key episodes. He was the main mind behind the first Pokemon movie. also not only the first Pokemon movie, but also the radio drama that led into the movie. He also, I'm not sure how involved he was with the final version of Pokemon 2000, because I think that what he wanted was super altered. Like, he wanted, like, for example, he wanted Lugia to be a mother figure as opposed to Ho-Oh's father figure. And that was supposed to actually also come off in the movie. So Lugia was supposed to be female, but then I don't know. I don't know what happened. That info is probably out there. But yeah, and then he also headed the third movie, which is the third Pokemon movie, which is considered to be one of the best of the entire Pokemon movie lineup. They will probably hold funeral services and strip clubs down in Latin America. I can't overstate how deep the hurt is going to go. Yeah, no, it's not an everyday occurrence that someone so influential just leaves us, and way before their time. Like, I think that I'm not putting anything at risk by saying, okay, so you know that that my father passed away last June. Toriyama was born in the same year as my dad. Like, they were both the same age when they died. So yeah, my dad never got to be actually, my dad never got to be 68. My dad never got to be 68. So yeah, but just that fact kind of makes it hit home for me. Even my mom is sad, and she was not, like, you know, a fan of Dragon Ball by any means. But yeah, even she is, like, bummed out. So if it can even affect people who are not, like, in the fandom and are not, you know, totally ingrained in Dragon Ball, yeah, it's going to be a while before it can start to heal. Sorry for the downer, but, like, yeah. So, sorry for the downer opening, by the way. I literally, like, I know that the news came out, like, yesterday night for me, but I only learned today. So yeah, like, I got up, I got dressed, I went to look at my phone, and hey, the creator of Dragon Ball died. Oh, well, dang. So yeah. But yeah, speaking of, and here I thought Miura was sudden. Miura, who is Miura? Who is Miura new around? Especially since, like, what they say he died from, from what I can tell, it was probably, like, an accident. Like, he hit his head pretty hard, because what he died from was, like, an internal. They said it was like a I'm not gonna go too deep into it. The info is out there. Considering the average lifespan in Japan is really depressing, great artists like him and Miura just go on this early. Yeah. Oh, the creator of Berserk. Okay, I missed that one. I mean, Berserk was never as big as Dragon Ball, sadly. But, I mean, sadly, I don't know much about Berserk. It doesn't seem like the kind of thing that I would get into. But yeah, no, it's a staple of the industry nonetheless, and like even if it's not my cup of tea, I have to respect that. So yeah. Well, I think that we better move on to the 2024 just got worse. Right, yeah. It inspired Dark Souls. Only 2 months in, yeah. It's peak fiction, yeah. Man, what a year, huh? Captain, it's only March. Cause like, yeah, like I've been trying to refrain from commenting on, you know, some of the other stuff that has been going on. But yeah, this year, not a fan. Not a fan so far. Let's move on to more happy topics. Yes, new around. Or at least more topics that are not, you know, completely downers. Because like I said, I did choose the thumbnail for a reason. So yeah, this stream is not going to be like entirely. It's not going to be like entirely happy. It's not going to be all sunshine and roses because we are talking about the Archie Sonic comics, and we already know that it ends in tragedy. So yeah, but it's different. It's different because this tragedy, we know that it's coming. All of this stuff that's been happening, it's super sudden, super like unforeseen, like this all happened because this year is a leap year. Maybe I hate February 29th. Yeah, no, there's I don't know where this is, but my mom usually says that like leap years are either like very good years or very bad years, and unfortunately, all like I don't know the last good leap year. When was the last good leap year? Because yeah, like I'm starting to get mighty miffed at this. Who's responsible for who's responsible for this? Okay, let's actually move on to the subject of the stream. Before we start getting mad at calendars. 2008, 2012, yeah. I do think that those were the last good leap years. 2012 was a pretty okay year, if I'm not wrong. I mean, I was terrified the entire year of the Mayan apocalypse. I still say that whoever came up with that, pardon my French, bullshit, owes me quite a bit of my years back. And 2008, what was I doing in 2008? 2008 was like, okay, I guess. Wait, no! 2008 was when we got Kung Fu Panda. Kung Fu Panda and Bolt nailed it. Wait, no, Market Bubble and World End Hysteria. Yeah, no, but like if you remove the World End Hysteria from 2012, it was a pretty good year. It was a pretty good year. But yeah, no, the Market Bubble and What was there in 2000? What was there in 2000 you were around? Can you remember anything? There was Pokemon 2000, which is a movie that originally came out in 1999, so it doesn't even count. Well, Disney had a very bad year. Disney had a very bad year that year. It was the year where the Disney Renaissance kind of officially ended. Except we didn't know at the time. Screw it, 2000 it is. Yeah, no, the last good leap year we had was 2000. And like, because yeah, if the best that we can muster is, oh yeah, Disney was kind of in a rough spot, then wow. Adventure Zero 2. Y2K. No, but the thing is, Epic. The thing is, the Y2K hysteria came before the year 2000. It was during like, I think it was in the years like leading up to it. So like starting in around 1996, 1997 to the actual year 2000. So not exactly. So like the year 2000 is not a part of the year 2000 craze, because by the time it hit, things were already in place so that, you know, stuff wouldn't happen. So yeah. 2016 was when Overwatch came out. Does that one count? Last good Blizzard IP. I mean, culturally wise, yes. Culturally wise, 2016 was a very good year. You had Overwatch, you had Pokemon Sun and Moon, you had Moana, you had Zootopia. I'm pretty sure that there were other like good bits of media that came out during that year as well, because those were not the only ones. The problem with 2016 was that it was when the Division in the US reached a fever pitch, if you know what I mean. And that's all I'm gonna say about that topic. It's a little too recent. It's a little too recent for me to go into. Hi, Dave! Good to see ya! Oh no! But yeah, no. So yeah, leap years suck. 2020, the forbidden year. We don't talk about what started in 2020. Actually, it didn't even start in 2020. It started like at the very end of 2019 and just swept over 2020. I mean, one thing that happened in 2020 was the VTuber boom. That's good. Never mind the US. The entire... Right! I forgot about Brexit! Ah! Idiot. Right. And that's all I'm gonna say. Leap years be leaping, yeah. Yeah, they be leaping, and they've been bonking their heads everywhere, and everyone is just like, for the love of all that is a holy, end. So yeah. Wow, no good leap year. Yeah, exactly. Apparently the last good one was 2000, because the bad things about 2000 didn't happen in the year 2000. It was in the lead up to it. So so yeah. Like, I don't remember what like world events happened in the year 2000. I don't think that anything like too big happened. There were the Olympics. Where were the Olympics? Oh, were the Olympics in Sydney in the year 2000? 1996 was Atlanta. Atlanta? Was it Atlanta? I know they were in the US. I think it was in Atlanta. In 1992, it was, in 1992, it was in Barcelona. In 2004, where were the Olympics in 2004? What? Leap years maybe you'll want to leap off a building, I guess. Please don't do it. Please don't do it, Overlord. It was also the year where everyone died. Like, a ton of famous people died in 16. Right. I do remember a time where that... I do remember a time where, like, people were like, oh my goodness, what is going on? Oh, Athens! Right, right. 04 was Athens, yeah. And then in 2008 it was Beijing, and then London, and then where were the Olympics in 2016? Yeah, because yeah, like the Olympics are held in every leap year, so 2016 Tokyo? No. 2016, we already had a Mario and Sonic at the Olympic Games in 2016. Like, why can't I remember where it was? I feel kind of dumb. Oh, right. Right, it was Rio, yeah. It was Rio de Janeiro. Or in Brazilian Português, Rio de Janeiro. Foi no Rio de Janeiro, é verdade. Já não me lembrava. Basically, I said, right, it wasn't Rio de Janeiro. I didn't remember. But yeah, okay. It's 6:30. Let's go. Let's jump in. Let's jump into our main event. Even though I do like remembering like the Olympic Games and, you know, looking at the mascots and the promotional materials and stuff. Should I try to go deeper into that rabbit hole one day? We'll see. Okay. Completely seamless scene transition. Let's go. Okay. So, hello Sonic, sink or spin. I mean, on water there's only one of those two things that you can do. But yeah, let's put this back where we stopped last time. I remember because the poor locals protested the games, yeah. Yeah, oh man, like... Okay, you know what? Nothing against Brazil, but what were they thinking? Like, everyone knows that Brazil has issues. Like, good on them for giving them a chance, I guess, but they knew, like, they had to know that something was bound to go wrong, right? Yay, thanks to Kyrie rambling, I didn't miss a single cover. Yeah. That's a lame cover, I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, it's super simple. At least it's run by Spaz. Oh, apparently it was the company's 65th anniversary. You know, Archie Comics. I didn't notice that, like, the last time. Oh, yeah, and I think I got a comment going a little bit into this thing. So yeah, this issue. So Ian Flynn joined the Archie crew. He became the showrunner. It's not a showrunner, but yeah, he became the lead writer. That's what it is. He became the lead writer in 2006. Now, I don't know if you remember, but in 2006, Sonic wasn't doing too hot. In fact, there's a whole game that is named after the year that it came out. That is kind of infamous. Hola, llegué yo. Llegué yo. Llegué yo. Bienvenidos, Sónico. Sónico. JJ. Es así que se dice. Que se dice. My goodness, my pronunciation. My Spanish is terrible. Sonic 06 moment. First, they got to see the Germans take them apart at home in 14. Then they got to watch the Polish poo-poo that were 16 Olympic Games. Sonic 06 moment. To be honest, I'd be angry as well. Yeah. Bien dicho. See? I got Xerneas with the Master Ball. Hello, Pedro Vallada. Were you already here? I think you were. Sorry. Well, kind of hard to do that in 2006 because, well, that game wasn't out yet. No, and Sonic so when the game was bad, the comic was good. Crikey. Yeah, it was really weird because when the game started, you know, to go downhill, it was when the comics started being better. And that includes, of course, story-wise. That includes story-wise because, like, again, I'm always of the opinion, and I've said this before, and again, pardon my French, but Sonic is at its best when it's shonen as fuck. And in terms of the Sonic franchise, in terms of the games, there is nothing as shonen as fuck as Sonic Adventure and Sonic Adventure 2. And a lot of the games that came after Sonic Adventure and Sonic Adventure 2 were still kind of trying to go in that direction. I mean, then you had Shadow the Hedgehog, which was kind of a laughingstock, let's not gonna lie. I still love the game to bits, but it is super silly, and I can understand why people went off on it the way that they did. I was also talking in the Puerto Rico way. Oh. Oh man, going into Latin American accents. Oh my goodness, there's so many of them. I'm just gonna tell you straight away. I can't tell apart a Guatemalan accent from a Paraguayan one or from a Bolivian one, or a Peruvian one. Like I can't. I can kinda distinguish the Colombian one. And I don't know why. I think it's probably because of Encanto. But then again, I wanted to watch it in Latin American Spanish, and Disney Plus doesn't have it in Latin American Spanish. Wait, no. Coco. Coco is the one that our Disney Plus doesn't have in Latin American Spanish, which is stupid. I wanted to watch Coco in Mexican Spanish. Come on, guys. Like, Hector's voice actor is the same even. He recorded twice. Stupid Disney Plus making decisions that make no sense. Like not having Bleach. What the heck? I'm Chilean, you would probably know, but wouldn't understand anything. I mean, the baby, I don't know. But yeah, so yeah, this was also the first issue that Tracy Yardley, drew. Which he would start actually doing like covers as well soon enough. But yeah, so so we kind of enter the first order of business for Ian Flynn, which was to salvage what you can from whatever was left back. All the loose ends, all the forgotten characters, all the things that were hinted at that went nowhere, either because they were forgotten or because it became too cumbersome to do them, or because Ken Penders just wasn't willing to play ball. Because yeah, that's something I don't remember if I mentioned in this in the last stream. Carl Ballers was much easier to work with than Ken Penders. I mean, obviously. I say obviously because of the rep that Ken Penders has accrued over the years. But yeah, like at some point, like around, I would guess that it would have been around like late 2004, 2005. Like, Sega started wanting them to take the comic in a direction that would be closer to the games. Like, okay, yeah, you can keep your storylines, you can keep your original characters, you can keep your original settings. However, we want you to make them more in line with what we're doing with the games. We want them to be, you know, a little less different. And Carl Ballers was willing to play ball. Ken Penders wasn't. Ken Penders was not only not willing to play ball with Sega, he was also not willing to play ball with Carl Ballers. Carl Ballers took Ken Penders' ideas and his concepts and his stories into consideration when he was writing his own. Ken Penders ignored everyone other than himself, which is why he got the can. When that mandate, like, they could tolerate it to a certain point when it was just with Carl Ballers because they were both kind of on the same level. When Ken Penders is refusing to play ball with Sega, that's where you have to draw the line. So that's why we got Ian Flynn. that's why we got Ian Flynn, who had accrued some internet fame because of a fan comic that I don't remember if he wrote and drew the comic, but I am 100% certain that he wrote it, and it was a little. I didn't read it, but from the little that I have seen, because I did see, you know, some loose pages and stuff. It was kind of, you know, dark. It was dark, but it was it was super well written. It was super well written. So yeah, they had him come on board, and the very first thing that he did was take Evil Sonic and make him his own character other than just Evil Sonic. And that's how he got Scourge. The reason why he's green is because he absorbed the Master Emerald's power or something like that. But yeah. So this was the first thing. This is the first thing that Ian Flynn did, and it would be what he would be doing for most of the first years that he was on the comic. Just cutting off weeds, doing damage control, all that sort of stuff. Scourge Zaheho, he's so cool and sexy. Yeah. I wasn't like at this point. I wasn't in the internet enough to see people gushing so much over Scourge, but I am sure that happened. Yeah, I agree. It's that damn smile. Yeah, no, he's super confident. Actually, you know, one of the best stories. I don't know in which issue. I don't know in which issue it is, but one of the best stories. You know, best tiny stories that are at the end of the comic. That I loved the most was Scourge meeting Sonic's dad, Jules. Like, that story was super. It stuck, man. It stuck. I don't remember what issue it was. I might have to look it up. Also, what is your favorite Sonic artist, both in the games and comics? Okay, so in the games, like, I don't know, has anyone other than Yuji Uekawa worked on Sonic? Like, official pictures and stuff. Because, like, I mean, Tyson Hess also works a lot on the comics. Well, he also worked on the comics, yes. But original characters can do stuff, yeah. So yeah, I would say that, like, yeah, in the games it would be probably Yuji Uekawa. Nothing against Naoto Oshima, but like, and again, like, Tyson Hess is cool, but as far as I know, he's only done stuff for the classic side of things, and the classic side of things, while it is really cute, I still prefer, you know, adventure. I still prefer adventure. I still prefer, you know, the characters being, you know, a little bit taller, a little bit leaner, not meaner. But like, yeah, if I have to answer, like, yeah, Yuji Uekawa and Tyson Hess. In the comics, I loved Stephen Butler's style. When I first, like, Stephen Butler's style was the Sonic comic book style, as far as I was concerned, for a very long time. Spaz didn't really draw stories other than Mecha Madness, or, you know, some, you know, special, like some super special things. Which, by the way, I forgot to mention last time, Mecha Madness was not penned by Ken Penders. It was penned by Mike Gallagher, who was the one who wrote most of the early comic, actually. Like, for example, Athair, you know, Athair, Knuckles' great-grandfather. I don't know if he was created by Ken Penders, and then it just so happens that the first story that he showed up in was written by Mike Gallagher. But if we go by the whole thing of the first time that a character appears is written by their creator, then Athair is a Mike Gallagher creation, not a Ken Penders one. Don't quote me on this, because I am not 100% sure. So yeah, then we go here. He immediately took like the ancient walkers. So yeah, all of this is, you know, concepts that were still around that would probably not survive all that well. I will quote you on this. Dang it! At least run my quote through the Mobius Encyclopedia to make sure that it's correct. Sally Acorn, jacket wearer. Yeah. So yeah, Darkest Storm. This was the first thing that Ian Flynn did. This is the story in which he killed Tommy Turtle. And where he pretty much proved that he could take a character that is hated by everyone and still give them a proper send-off. Or was that later? No, I remember that there was at least one character that died during this. I also remember, like, there was this horse guy. that died as well. But I don't remember. Oh yeah, since we have the whole thing of, oh, we have to be closer to the comics now. Now characters from the comics are, you know, bigger players, like for example Rouge. Goodbye, Tommy. You'll be missed, I guess. Yeah, Mobius 25 years later. This was also one of those things that Ian Flynn had to fix. Much to Mr. KP's chagrin, because basically the way that KP left it, it was like he left it like on a massive cliffhanger. Like why are you... I don't understand. Like, you know, the whole 25 years later storyline was just, you know, a whole lot of meandering, and then poof, it's gone. Like, so yeah, I'm gonna guess that Ian Flynn had to do this either because of a mandate or because he actually thought that the storyline was interesting, you know, telling a future story. Good job, Ventures. Yeah, no, I don't really understand. So basically, Ian Flynn stepped in and made a new version. Basically, he made a new version of 25 years later, in which Sonic, you know, as the king, he just falls into. Basically, this is not like the same version of the 25 years later that we had, because what Sonic did kind of displaced the timeline, and timey-wimey, wibbly-wobbly, now he's like one of the few remnants of the original timeline, as are characters like Sonic and Mina. No, not Sonic, Tails. Tails and Mina, and Lianda. So yeah, this is a whole thing. Oh no, okay, so this is when Ian Flynn did the whole thing of killing off Tommy Turtle, I think. Yeah. Yeah, this was the end. This was the end to the Atom. To the Atom, who was also anonymous, I believe. I love the disgust in Sonic's face. Yeah. Yeah. Tracy Yardley is great at facial expressions. He's like, dude's cracked. Yeah, I think that most covers from here on out, up until like the next, at least until the next, what you call it? At least until the next milestone issue. Manga brain is showing its ugly side. But yeah, I do think that this was that storyline. That's why Sonic goes super and Shadow goes super and Tails goes turbo, which was game only. Not game only. I wish, I wish Super Tails was like, you know, just Tails with the little cape. Which I think this was done a little bit to undo the whole thing with Titan Tails, which I don't know in which issue it was, because it was not one of the main stories, so it was not referenced in the covers, so. Yeah, more tying of loose ends. Now we're gonna get Tails' parents back. Shadow now is a factor because he believes that Eggman hid information from him. I believe that's what happened. Tails deserves a cape. Yes, he does. So yeah, in this issue, basically what Ian Flynn did was he kind of ended Shadow's. He didn't end Shadow's storyline, but basically he tied it up so he could use Shadow what's the word? What's the word? For further installments, like so he could so he wasn't such a blank slate. So, Scourge's secret date. I think that this was with Rouge. I am not sure. But yeah, again, more tying loose ends. Amy confronting Fiona. I don't remember what Fiona did actually, other than being with Sonic, because let's spite Tails or something. I don't know. Wow, I can totally tell what's going on in this one. Wedding bells, yeah! Wedding bells for Bunny and Antoine. Sorry for the spoiler. It's not for Sally and Sonic, as the cover would kind of have you believe. No, they're just best man and whatever the equivalent is for ladies. I don't remember. That's how we want villains. Yeah. Dating and being happy. The unthinkable happens. Oh no. I don't remember what the unthinkable is. I think that... Wait. Right. This was when Eggman staged a full-fledged attack on Knothole. Which was, well, basically their home for the entirety of the comic. Well, I don't think it was actually the entirety. It was like they moved to Robotropolis, but then had to come back, and it's confusing. I know that at least by issue like 130 something. I think that by issue 130 they were already back in Knothole, and that's where they stayed up until this point, up until Eggman destroyed it. Oh, right. This is one that some of these covers have no right to go this hard. You're kind of right, New Around, yeah. Hello, Elber, welcome. Okay. Okay, so, this is one of those parts of the comic that people like to give Ian Flynn a hard time for. And on one hand, I understand them, but on the other, I'm like, dude, it was only a matter of time. Like, really? Hello, Spencer. Welcome. I like Sonic Archie comics better than the games. I mean, if you're looking at Sonic for like story, yeah, the Archie comics were one of the best places to get it. Especially during Ian Flynn's run. Yes, his run had flaws, and we're gonna get to them eventually. But all told, he had a lot more hits and a lot less misses than Ken Penders and Carl Ballers combined. Because, like, the problem with Carl Ballers was that he didn't really commit to any of his ideas, like, to the end. And when he did, it kind of fell flat because it felt like he didn't give them the proper impact. I think I said something to that effect last stream as well. Ken Penders, while he had some of the best ideas in the comic, and the reason why Ian Flynn's run on the comic was so successful was because he had very solid foundations to start off from. Hello, Dominic Z. Welcome. I hope you like Sonic comics. But yeah, Ken Penders' major problem, I feel, was being a little too too stuck inside his own butt. Let's put it like that. His ego. It was his ego that was the problem. That he was crazy. He didn't have anyone to keep him in check. He just had he needed to be reined in, and he refused. And because apparently he thought that he knew what he was doing better than anyone. I mean, he's the guy who said that the only reason why Knuckles is popular is because of his comics. And I'm like, no, I liked Knuckles way before I learned of your comics. Yes, your comics probably didn't help, but point still stands. I was excited to see Knuckles in Sonic Underground before I even knew what a Sonic Archie was. So yeah, no. Besides, there were tons of people who didn't read the comics and who still had Knuckles as their favorite character. Like, I don't know where you get these ideas, man. And it's really sad because I really respected the guy at one point. Then it also turns out that he's aphobic, which means which is like homophobic, but for asexuals. Like, he doesn't like asexuals. And I'm like, wow, glad to know that this person that I once looked up to wishes that people like me didn't exist. Which is a thing that happens a lot. To a lot of people. I'm not saying that I'm special. I'm not saying that I'm special for that. It's just that it's such a weird thing to be prejudiced against. I mean, I understand it goes against his whole ideal of, you know, long lineages and stuff like that, because like he did that with Knuckles, he did that also with Sally's family. Like the dude really has, you know, he loves that sort of thing. And I'm not gonna lie, he taught me to love that sort of thing too. It's one of the reasons why some of my projects never really took off, because I realized that I was spending way too much developing that side of the story without actually developing the part of the story that happens. Ken Penders was a fetish type of guy instead of a Archie. Yeah. It's an insecurity. Yeah. And apparently someone also never heard about artificial insemination or anything like that. Like, you can still have your lineages, pal. An asexual epic is someone who does not feel sexually attracted to anyone. They might experience other types of attraction, like aesthetic attraction. But they don't. Basically, they're people who, under normal circumstances, don't want or don't feel like having sex. It's pretty much it's pretty much that simple. So that explains the 2 king acorns. Yeah, it does. But man. I could, like, people have made entire videos about Ken Penders. The one reason why I don't watch them is the same reason why I sometimes refrain from watching videos on topics that I actually like, because I don't know if people are doing it in good faith or not. And while I do think that Ken Penders is not, I really didn't want to say this like this. Ken Penders is not an easy person to deal with. I don't want to straight up say that he is a bad person, because I don't want to believe that. But everything that he's done after he left the comic makes it super hard for someone like me, for example, who used to admire him, it makes it hard to like process. And it's not like he was like involved in like actual criminal stuff, like, you know, for example, some manga authors out there. But the impact that Ken Penders has had on the entire franchise is undeniable, and not for the best reasons. And all because he couldn't help being petty. He couldn't help being petty. He couldn't help being self-absorbed. He couldn't help being narcissistic. And he couldn't help refusing to listen. He couldn't help refusing to listen to criticism. And it's very hard for me to like to look at that and say this is a good person, but I don't want to give up. I don't want to give up hope completely for the guy. It's tough. It's tough. I don't care that Sonic had a girlfriend. This man doesn't know what sex is. And could not care less. Yeah. Ken Penders is like Robotnik, but with hair. Okay, but which version of Robotnik are we talking about here? Because there's many. just in the comic, there's at least 2 who were the main villain, and there were many others because the Archie comic also dealt with dang it. Also dealt with like parallel universes and stuff. Oh man, Sonic Armageddon was almost a thing, remember? The Dark Tone was something, not to mention Sonic Live being a trip. I mean, I remember Sonic Live. I remember Sonic Live. It was indeed a trip. I don't remember about Sonic Armageddon. I need to get up to speed on the, you know, on the stuff that was planned that never got to actually come out. Not the fan continuations. Not the fan continuations. I mean the actual statements by Ian Flynn or other people who were involved with the comic of the stuff that they were planning to happen that never did. But yeah, so how the heck did we get here? How the heck did we get here? I was just talking. I was starting to talk about how people didn't really react well to this story about Sonic and Tails fighting each other. Maybe I should explain why this was happening. Okay, so basically, Tails' parents came back from space, and Tails' dad basically organized a coup against the kingdom of Acorn. Because, in his opinion, the monarchy was bad because it's outdated, yada yada yada. The usual thing, the usual spiel that people usually throw at monarchies. Well deserved or not, I'm not here to say, because honestly, I don't know. I've seen monarchies that work very well, and I've seen monarchies that honestly should have never existed. So yeah, like outdated institution. Yeah, maybe. Basically, Tails found himself torn between, you know, the people that he grew up with, including Sonic, and his parents, who he's been estranged from but wants to form a connection with. And that's the reason on the surface why this happened. It also had to do with the whole thing of, oh, Sonic is not going to be with Sally anymore, so he's going to hook up with Fiona. Because of course Sonic has to have a girlfriend. He can't not have a girlfriend. What are you, crazy? So let's hook him up with Fiona, sure. That makes sense. And turns out that was like what drove Tails over the edge. Okay, like I understand. Ian Flynn was not the one who I don't think that Ian Flynn was the one who came up with the pairing, who came up with the pairing of Sonic and Fiona. But he had to handle it somehow, and he knew that Fiona meant a lot to Tails. So this is the way that he found around that. Basically. Who the hell is Fiona? Fiona Fox. She was in one of these covers back here. See who Amy is fighting over there on the first third? Yeah, that's Fiona. She was a character that at first, the first Fiona Fox that showed up was a robot made by, well, Robotnik. Who else? Am I right? Ixis Nagas, of course. Ixis Nagas is all about the robots. So yeah, then it turns out that there was an actual Fiona. Yeah, and Tails fell in love with the robot Fiona. And then she got destroyed at the end of that little story. But then there was an actual Fiona. And her stance was always a little bit iffy. So when Sonic came back from space in issue 130, she was already with the Freedom Fighters. And then Sonic broke up with Sally, and then he got with her, or whatever. I don't know. Tails' dad was an enemy. I think we could say so. At least he was an antagonist. Yeah, but all of that ended amicably. Actually, like they formed a constitutional monarchy. Like, you know, you have the head of state, but there's a council. That makes perfect sense when you don't think about it. Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, learn the mystery of this new friend or foe. Oh my god, is that... Wait a second. Is that Hosho Marin? No, this was like 2007 or 2008. I don't think that... I don't think that Hosho Marin was a thing. Marine the Raccoon, yeah, this story, this is where they had like a side story focused on Sonic Rush Adventure, yeah. Oh, dude, this one. This is one of the ones that makes me the saddest because, holy crap. I can't believe Eggman would betray us. Oh, the another place, another time thing, I presume. Okay, so while all of that had been going on, Knuckles had been MIA for a while. Nobody knew what was going on with him. And then Enerjack came back. Enerjack being one of the major villains of the Sonic of the Knuckles comics. Basically, okay, so what we knew about Enerjack. What we knew about Enerjack going into this issue is that Knuckles' great uncle tried to siphon energy out of the Chaos Emeralds. I don't remember what happened. I think it was part of a project to land Angel Island. Like, you know, Angel Island had been floating around the world. I mean, it was called a floating island until a certain point in the comic, which we already passed, actually. So, okay, no, yeah, Angel Island. And since the Angel Island was powered and was afloat because of the Chaos Emeralds, he used something called the Chaos Siphon, I think, to drain the emeralds, to land, dang it, my mouth, to land Angel Island. But it was unapproved by, you know, the Echidna Council and all of that. And because of all the chaos energy that he absorbed, he became a being known as Enerjack, who was basically like this transcendental villain type. Like, I know that there's other villains that follow this template in other comics. But yeah, so he was kind of like he was almost like an all-powerful deity. And yeah, he caused a lot of trouble. I don't remember how Knuckles was able to defeat him. Actually, no. Wait, no, Knuckles didn't defeat him. It was Mammoth Mogul. But Silver Destroyed it's a little bit too early for that, Sonico, but I know where you're going with that. But yeah, so that version of Enerjack, Knuckles' great-great-great-great-great-great-great-great-great-great-great-great-great-great-great-great-great-great-great-great-great-great-great-great-great-great-great-great-great-great-great-great-great-great-great-great-great-great-great-great-great-great-great-great-great-great-great-great-great-great-great-great-great-great-great-great-great-great-great-great-great-great-great-great-great-great-great-great-great-great-great-great-great-great-great-great-great-great-great-great-great-great-great-great-great-great-great-great-great-great-great-great-great-great-great-great-great-great-great-great-great-great-great-great-great-great-great-great-great-great-great-great-great-great-great-great-great-great-great-great-great-great-great-great-great-great-great-great- he came out of his prison in the biggest emerald, which was later the Master Emerald, a comic about hedgehogs, indeed. Yup. It's a comic about hedgehogs. It ain't that deep, bro. But yeah. And so that was the first time that we saw Enerjack, and Mammoth Mogul defeated him by draining his chaos energy. And since it was the chaos energy that had kept him alive, why Dimitri? I don't know. Ask Ken Penders why he named his characters the way that he did. I have no idea. Like, there were like the Brotherhood of Guardians and the Dark Legion and the Dark Legion Grandmasters all have very strange names. You have names like Moonwatcher, Harlan, Tobor, Menaker, Thunderhawk, Sojourner, Saber, Spectre, Steppenwolf. Steppenwolf was the first, like, bona fide guardian. Mammoth was the elephant. Yeah, Mammoth Mogul. But yeah, and then on the Dark Legion side, well, Menaker was from the Dark Legion. Hawking? Yeah, there was also a Hawking. And Steven! An Enerjack lookalike appeared in the Sonic Paramount movie, and Ken Penders considered taking legal action because of that. Good luck taking on Paramount, Penders! Good luck. They're owned by Viacom. Do you really want to take on Viacom? They'll send the V of Doom after you. You don't want the V of Doom after you. Also their money, because I am 100% sure I'm 100% sure that if he tried to sue them, they would just do what big corporations do. Wait it out until Mr. Pendy's runs out of money. Because how the heck are you going to outlast Viacom? Do you want to mess with the SpongeBob house, Kenders? Yeah. Like, yeah, when I saw that in the Sonic movie, that was the very first thing that I thought, oh my goodness, it's Enerjack! Oh, man. And that was so cool, and I immediately... It'd be easier if it was with WB. Yeah, they have a history of siding with assholes. Damn it, Penders, why did you have to be the way that you are? I'm sorry, that does make me sad. Because it's like his offenses aren't even like, you know, what the kids nowadays would call cancelable. He's just a jerk. Ken Penders got beat so hard. Good luck, Ken. Yeah. But yeah, back to what was going on here. Okay, so up until now, that was the only thing that we knew about Enerjack. We knew that Enerjack used to be what Knuckles' great uncle turned into. But at the time, like nobody thought, you know, much of it. Like the beginning of the story is like Enerjack is back, Knuckles is missing. What the fuck is going on? And I'm pretty sure you can guess what is actually going on. Apologies if this is like a spoiler, but never read the comic. When does the Silver and Enerjack fight happen? That is interesting because it's not in the main comics. That's in Sonic Universe. That happened in Sonic Universe. It was a side story. Is it Ken on drugs? No. It's not Ken on drugs. I'm glad it's not Ken on drugs. Knuckles turned into an albino in this. No, you're thinking of Dr. You're thinking of Dr. Finitivus, and he's a different character. He's one of at least 3 characters who is based on that glitch that turns Knuckles white. I don't remember in which game. I think it's in Sonic 3 on Knuckles actually. But yeah, so yeah, Dr. Finitivus is one of those characters. There's Dr. Finitivus, Dr. Zachary from the Fleetway comics, and Dr. Starline from the current IDW. From the current IDW run. Yes, the platypus. Weshnia Pingus, yeah. That's okay, all spoilers sound like nonsense. I think, yeah, right, it was Knuckles Chaotix. It was Knuckles Chaotix, okay. Yeah, thank you, Elmer. Dr. Starline is funny. I really need to start reading the comic. Okay, promise. I'm gonna start reading the comics today. I'm gonna start to read the comics, the IDW comics, today. Kyrie, how dare you? Wechnia is from Knuckles Chaotix. I know. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm not half the nerd I used to be. My nerd card revoked, torn, destroyed. Maybe they should make a YouTube poop with Archie. Kind of hard to make a YouTube poop when you don't have sound, but I mean, I'm pretty sure that there's some fandubs. maybe someone could try with that. Oh man, I'll never get my dream of voicing Knuckles. I can't. Fake fan. No problem. Context: the white echidna was the result of leftover data from Tails from Sonic Crackers and used Knuckles sprites with Mighty's palette. Yeah, at least Sonic 3 and Knuckles has blue Knuckles. Yes. Yeah. I mean, at first, when I first learned about Knuckles, I didn't even know he was Knuckles. I thought he was Red Sonic. And he was super cool. Or you could rewrite the comics. Holy shit. That would take. What are the differences of Sonic Universe and the normal Sonic comics? Okay, Sonic Universe is basically a space for other standalone stories to happen while the main comic is running. Basically Sonic Universe started out as a way to show what other characters are doing while the main comic is going on. Good point, screw me, right? I don't know. Okay, but I'm just gonna say it straight up. This Enerjack is Knuckles. Dr. Finitivus turned Knuckles into a new Enerjack. And Blue Knuckles turned into Kitsunami. The Red Sonic was actually a Portuguese hoax. What? A Portuguese what? Okay. Okay, but yeah, so yeah, basically, Dr. Finitivus turned Knuckles into Enerjack and basically also mind controlled Knuckles while he's being like Enerjack. Yeah, knock knock, it's Knuckles. Knuckles is Hispanic or Native American or African. I mean, he should be Australian. He should be Australian, but what he is a complete mess. Yeah, originally he was supposed to be Jamaican. Originally. But then all of that got lost in translation because, I don't know, what were the people behind Sonic Adventure thinking? I mean, I thank them so much for going with the Mayan/Aztec aesthetic, but where did you get that? He looks like Bob Marley. I mean, I think that's good. Bob Marley was a good-looking fella. So yeah. So yeah, they called in Shadow, who had to take off his ring inhibitors to fight Knuckles Jack. So Sonic Universe doesn't tell any Sonic story, only other Sonic character story. Not really. There are some Sonic Universe stories that have to do with Sonic. Basically, for example, there's a part coming up where like there was a big fight happening in New Mobotropolis, which was their new base of operations after Knothole got destroyed. Built from... Oh my god. I'm just... Okay, so... Currently, at this point in the comic, the characters are living in New Mobotropolis, which is a city made out of what they call nanites, but they can actually be called nanobots, which are controlled by Nicole, who is an AI who lived in Sally's PDA, but then gained a holographic body and then made the entire city. So she controls everything in the city. And oh man, and yeah, that's what the story was. doing at that time. And we're gonna get there. We're gonna get there, Sonico. We're gonna get there, Sonico. Because I do want to. I made Robotnik AI drink beer. Oh no! What have you unleashed upon the world, Spencer? When will you understand that your actions have consequences? Nicole was cool, yeah. Yeah, she was one of the coolest characters, actually. You know, coolest original characters. I mean, Dr. Finitivus, I mean, geez. I mean, look at him. He's equal parts funny, terrifying, and intimidating. I don't know. But yeah, can Sonic win against ultimate power? Yeah, 3 guesses what he hedgehog. Yeah, Nicole was also one of the inspirations for the Fadista I drew. Oh, okay. She made me think of AI or the Matrix in Anthro. And here we have what I chose to use as my thumbnail for this video, and I'm going to explain. And this is one of the things that I really wanted to talk about, because this whole storyline, like, this is one of my favorite parts of the comic. To this day, I still want to see if I can get this storyline and complete it. So basically, we know that all of this is going on. Knuckles' Enerjack is being controlled by Dr. Finitivus, who used the Master Emerald to turn him into Enerjack. Sonic was able to use the Master Emerald to turn into Supersonic, and he is able to keep Knuckles Jack at bay. But Knuckles' father realizes that it's going to, like, the battle is going to go on forever if nothing changes, like, because there's no guarantee that Sonic can withstand like Enerjack's power, because need I remind you, Enerjack's powers are comparable to a god's. So yeah, Albino Echidna, Dr. Finitivus, yeah. So what Knuckles' father does is he uses his own life force and the Master Emeralds to break Dr. Finitivus's control over Knuckles and undo the Enerjack transformation, which means that he dies. And it was a super powerful moment. It was super well handled, and something that had consequences for the rest of the comic. But I also think that it was one of the reasons why Ken Penders went so hard on the lawsuit when he did. Because here's the thing. On my first video, I kind of glossed over it because at the time I didn't remember what exact issue it was in. But you remember the whole thing about the Mobius 25 years later, right? Ken Penders had wanted to do that storyline for a very long time, at least ever since the issues leading up to 100. he kind of banked his whole thing on leading up to that storyline. I mean, you've probably heard of the Lara Sue Chronicles. Lara Sue being, you know, Knuckles and Julie Sue's daughter. And during his run on issue 145. Oh, this comics is crazy, but I love it. Yeah! Yeah, no, like, that's why I miss it so much. It was so crazy, but it was so compelling. It's like... I missed this so much. And, like, in that storyline, he had, like, and in that little bit, in issue 140 and 43, he decided to tell the story of how Knuckles' father, Locke, died. And it was cancer, basically. In that version, he got cancer and he died in the hospital. And here's the problem, and here's also where so he was super pissed when Ian Flynn came in and gave Locke this send-off, this treatment, which, I'm going to be honest, between the character dying of cancer or between dying of cancer or between giving up your life to save your son from a mad doctor's influence, from a mad doctor's, like, mind control. I don't know, but I think that the second is a lot, you know, is a lot better. Like, the other one is just, you know, normal stuff that happens every day. The other is self-sacrifice. The other is showing not only how much a family member cares for another family member, how much a father cares for his son, but also, like, he died a hero. And Ken Penders never forgave, as far as I know, he never forgave, you know, Ian Flynn or Archie for letting him go through with that. I'm going to guess that Ian Flynn thought that it would be okay because the original 25 years later continuity was erased already because of Ken Penders' own doing, of him leaving that whole thing in limbo, like, you know, on a cliffhanger. Like, okay, so Sonic has to go and fix the 25 years later thing, otherwise the world is gonna end or something like that. So he goes into the time displacement thing, and then he disappears, and that's where the story ends. And I'm probably sure that Ian Flynn assumed that meant that continuity, while it would have still happened because there's still remnants of it, the specifics of some things could be worked around. And this is still one of the things that. But here's the thing. Here's why I feel that Ken Penders felt so strongly about it. It gets to a point. Yeah, I'm gonna mention that Ken Penders' art was too realistic. Plus, his behavior was weird, and I think that I know why part of his behavior was weird. This is just speculation on my part and some other people who were also going around, you know, trying to find explanations as to why this stuff has to be the way it is. At some point, Ken Penders stopped seeing Knuckles and his stories as like their own thing, and he started imprinting on Knuckles and making his whole like friend group, his whole family, like a reflection of his own. So when his own father died of cancer, he decided that Knuckles' father should also die of cancer because that's something that he went through and that he felt strongly about. So he wanted to also imprint that on the character that he felt was his avatar, so to speak. Again, this is just speculation. This is just speculation on my part. But I wouldn't be surprised if that was the case. Knock knock, it's my intellectual property. Yeah. So yeah. And this makes me really sad because I mean, I understand his hurt. I understand why he wouldn't want that to happen, but it takes a special kind of narrow-mindedness, of nearsightedness, to not see how narratively this is much better for the character than just catching cancer. Let's put it like that. Like, it's frustrating, man. It's super frustrating. It's a shame Portugal never had these comics. Yeah. I mean, we started having them at some point. Like, me and my brother started seeing Sonic Universe comics in actual stores. Like, for a while. And as soon as we learned about that, we, like, every single time that we went to the city, we got one. Yes, I've heard of Sonichu. I don't know much about it other than it's badly drawn, it's very questionable, it was made by a very questionable human being, probably even more questionable than Ken Penders. My goodness. The standards on this. But I assume they were imported. Yeah, those were probably imported. But yeah. So that was my whole rant on Locke's death. The many deaths of Locke. Let's put it like that. I thought he was a pretty interesting character. And to see that sending him off with dignity and honor was seen as bad by the original creator is just mind-boggling to me. I really don't understand. So yeah. I don't remember what this issue was about. I think that, yeah, Mina was on a world tour and then she came back. Time to create a group to do an EU Portuguese scanlation group, I guess. I mean, yeah, that would be interesting. That would be interesting. I don't know how many people who would be actually interested in that, though. Kyrie, I want you to write the comic based on my life. You have my permission to turn me into your OC and slowly subsume my identity. Thank you for the trust, Dave, but I don't think I'm gonna do that. Look, it's the waifu girl, yeah. I don't know, Elmer, then maybe you have to find, like, some other people who are just as crazy as we are. But yeah, no, this is a lead up to a storyline. Yeah, basically Mammoth Mogul made, like, Manchurian agents out of Tails, Mighty, and Mina. Why is Sonichu mentioned? Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Ask Spencer. Ask Spencer. Why did he bring up Sonichu? I don't. Because, like, I never wanted to know what it was. the only things that I know are, like, vague things. But yeah, basically this was a gambit by Mammoth Mogul for Sonic to release him from his prison in New Mobotropolis. So basically he said, okay, I have them under my control, and I won't let it up I won't let it up until you free me. And Sonic was forced to do that because, I mean, yeah. Wait, you, me, Johnny, that is quite the starting team. Time to find more candidates. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, see who else in Portugal land is into. Ken Penders reminds me a lot of Chris Chan. They're both crazy narcissistic artists, but Chris was way worse. I think that it's hard to be worse than Chris Chan, honestly. Not just treating him. Whoa, right, giving him an emerald. Thank you, Cyanic. Thank you, Cyanic. Hey, Cyanic is here. Now he can actually debunk the lies that I'm telling. Like if I get something wrong, he'll be able to dispel any information that I'm that I'm dispensing over here. Okay. I probably already got a bunch of things wrong. But yeah. Look, all I'm saying is that my original character, Dave the Hedgehog, is going to break all the polls. Heck yeah! Christorian is getting some freaking this shit. Oh man, I hope not. I mean, if you want. Yeah, no, like, if I say anything that's, you know, blatantly incorrect, you can correct me. I'm giving you permission for that. Good thing I'm using Elmer as an AU version. Yes, Scratch and Grounder, they're here! I don't really want to be that guy. Also just woke up, hence missing the rest. Was there anything important so far? I went a little bit through. There were two major points that I made. You know, that I kind of stopped in my tracks to talk about. Also, if you don't want to do that, that's fine. That's fine, Cyanic. But yeah, I talked a little bit at length about the whole thing of, you know, when Sonic fought Tails and the reasons behind it, and also the narrative reasons behind it, because it was still during Ian Flynn's run, like where he was trying to fix things. You were given permission to be that guy. Don't waste it. Scratch and Grounder were funny, yeah. But yeah, I talked a bit about what led to that and the consequences of it. Then I also I ranted a couple of times about Ken Penders. Because it's impossible. It's impossible not to rant about Ken Penders when you're doing something like this. Come on. But yeah, I spent some time talking about like the Enerjack, the Knuckles Jack storyline, and how I think, and this is speculation on my part, that the resolution of that, you know, killing off Locke, when Ken Penders had already killed him off, and then 25 years later, was probably one of the reasons why Ken Penders went in as hard with the lawsuit as he did. Basically, that's what I think that's the main. I think that's the main gist of it. But yeah. And I also explained that the reason why Ian Flynn probably thought that was not, you know, off limits was because by Ken Penders' own hand, the original the original 25 years later storyline, like, was almost effectively erased. So, like, what happens in it doesn't necessarily is what you know, would be canon. So, yeah, and the whole thing of, you know, dying, like, you know, a character dying of cancer versus sacrificing their own life to save their own son. I think that the latter is a more compelling death for a character, a more dignified death than, you know, just letting them die of cancer because it just so happens that the author's dad also died of cancer, and they wanted to imprint themselves on the character. So, yeah, scratch and grounder, Pog, yes. Even though I'm not sure if they're in the actual issue. I wouldn't be surprised either way. Also, look at that! It's Fang and Bean and Bark, and I love that Ian Flynn made them an entire team. I absolutely love the dynamic between Fang, Bean, and Bark. They were not in the issue. False advertising! Yardley! Tracy Yardley! You're... I'm disappointed in you. I guess this is a continuation of the other issue, but I don't remember what is actually happening in this one. I do know that it leads into the hooligans, the destructive Sonic super special Sonic. Oh. By the way, anyone who's asking who Fiona is, that's Fiona, the one that kind of looks like Sally but is red and has a foxtail. That's Fiona. And for some reason, for a while, every single time that, like, someone who was talking about the comics was, well, every single time that someone was talking about the comics, they used this cover to talk about them. I don't understand why. At least they got added in the remake. Yeah, the reboot, yeah. Which was one of the best parts. I mean, the reboot had a lot of good parts. But yeah. Stop trying to make romance happen. It ain't gonna happen. Fiona looks cool. Yeah, she does. Yeah, she does. Especially after she got this redesign. Scourge is still cool. Yeah. Yeah, no, it's just a little bit weird why they decided to use this cover. But yeah, this is the evil Sonic. Well, Scourge and his goons invade Knothole and stuff. Well, not Knothole. Oh, okay. It must be 2008 outside because this is the issue that has the Sonic Chronicles tie-in. Oh boy. Double trouble. Oh yeah. Oh man, Sonic Chronicles. Oh no. I'm not even gonna talk about it. Right, this whole arc led to them going to Scourge's world, the Antiverse. Yeah, that's where this is where it started, because probably, like, I don't know how much like I don't know how much old KP knew about what was going on in the comics. Even though I said what I said about Locke's death, but this this freaking thing is the reason why things got so bad. What is this? You're gonna have to be a little bit more specific, King Toby. Welcome, by the way. Who is this? Well, there's Scourge and Metal Sonic, and... Moshi moshi, Kairi desu. But yeah, if you're asking on the cover, yeah, there's Sonic, there's Scourge, there's Metal Sonic, and then there's some random Dark Brotherhood guy who, like, yeah. Sonic Chronicles. That whole thing. A green Sonic, yeah. Yeah, he used to be... How did this ruin Archie Sonic? If you're asking how Sonic Chronicles ruined Archie Sonic, it was the main thing that made Ken Penders go through with the lawsuit, because he thought that they were using his ideas, his properties, and well, it affected everything. It affected the games, it affected the comics, like nothing was the same anymore. Okay, new around. Okay, new around. See you soon then, and good luck. Good luck or good night. You didn't read it? What? The comic? No, Sonic Chronicles was a game. Sonic Chronicles was a game. It was made by BioWare. It was not very good. So, yeah, and that's how the Super Genesis wave happened, aka the Archie Sonic reboot. Yeah. Well, wow, holy shit! It explains a lot. Yeah, yeah, that's what happened. Uni stuff I read, and that time was manga. I mostly remember this for leading into the 8 or so Hedgehog melee. How closely does this tie into Chronicles? I never looked at it much. It's just a side story. The whole Sonic Chronicles bit here. This was just a story that was commissioned to promote the game. It was not meant to be. It was not meant to be connected to the comic. According to the complete Sonic comic encyclopedia, which I still have here. They did have plans for the Nocturnus clan, aka, you know, the Dark Brotherhood, to show up in the comics eventually. Because they were trying to bring the comics closer to the games, and the Sonic Chronicles was fair game. So yeah. So yeah, by the way, I gotta go. Okay, Spencer. Hot take: Sonic Chronicles has a good story, but has a crappy gameplay. Crappy gameplay? I would definitely agree with you. A good story? It had a good idea. I don't think that it was well realized, though. Sonic... I'm not gonna read that epic. So, how did the comic end? It was cancelled. It didn't end. I better run through these a little bit. because it's already 8 and I'm still in the safe. I'm still in the early run. Dang it. Okay. Oh man, Rosie the Rascal. This character was awesome. But yeah. Oh, here we have the first appearance of Silver in the comics, which made people go like, well, right about freaking time. Or maybe not, because at the time people really didn't like Silver. Yeah, Hedgehog Havoc. Yeah, there we go. This is the whole... That's Kyrie quality. It was mid, better than 06. I mean, the story had better legs to stand on. That is true. The problem is that they didn't really do much with it. Like, for example, and I don't know why they keep messing this up. But like, you would think that Knuckles finding out that there are other echidnas around would, you know, mess with his head a little bit. But no, it just didn't. He just puts it aside after, like, I don't know, 1 or 2 lines of dialogue. Which one of you, Sonic, he is? Scourge is just a friend now, huh? Yeah, he's a friend. Not the best one, though. What was the last one before it was canceled? It was 290, I believe. I think it was 290 or 289. So we still have a way to go. So it was like, huh, neat. Scourge goes super? Yup. He sure did. It was not very good. I don't remember how they deal with this. I think that Zonik just pops out of nowhere. Oh, by the way, Zonik is a zone cop. The zones being different universes in different universes within the Archieverse, basically. And they scrapped the Sonic 3 and Sega Sonic adaptations. Yeah, that was a shame. And then you go to jail because you breached the interdimensional contract or something. Fires of the Phoenix. I think we actually have this one. I don't remember what happens in it though. Right, this was the lead up to Sonic 200, which was basically the super special, almost final attack on Eggman's base, and then Eggman breaks and goes crazy. And that was issue 200. Issue 200 is really good, by the way. The Phoenix cover goes hard. Yeah, it does. Sonic stalls for a bit and dares Scourge to power down, which leaves him exhausted because they're the opposite of Chaos Emeralds, and even though I don't remember... Oh, there you go. Yeah, that's what happens. Yeah, he says, yeah, you know, when I use the Chaos Emeralds to go super, and I power down, I feel reinvigorated. But since your Chaos Emeralds work in reverse, well, they're gonna give you a lot of power, but you're gonna feel depleted immediately after. So yeah. Did they ever have Hypersonic make any mention in any of the comics, because they did character into the dust? I don't know if they had an Ultrasonic, which was not the same thing, and it was only very brief. I don't think that Hypersonic, you know, Hypersonic as we know him from Sonic 3 and Knuckles, I don't think he ever showed up. Maybe Elmer or Cyanic can correct me on that, but I feel like if he showed up at any time in the comic, that I would probably remember. But yeah. Now we have the victory, but it is short-lived. Hey. Hey. Oh, right. Rules be rules. Yup. Rip Hypersonic. Yeah. Yeah, no, I don't think that anyone ever used them. I don't know if the IDW comics ever used them, but since they're more closely intertwined with the games, I am pretty sure that he has never shown up. Yeah. And here we have the start of another of Ian Flynn's, I don't know, contentious issues? Luckily, Sonic can play the guitar. Yeah. So yeah, what was going to... They might use Supersonic... Oh hey, it's Goku, yeah! It's the first time that Monkey Khan is showing up and he's not written by the other guy! You know, the Frank Strom guy. Oh wait, no, he did show up in the whole, issue 125 thing, yeah. Yeah, no, he's totally based on Sun Wukong. But yeah, the whole thing... So yeah, the other issue that a lot of people have with Ian Flynn is that some of his arcs take too long, and we are at the start of one of those. The Iron Dominion arc, which was about the Iron Queen. Yeah, Toriyama. I started the stream with an homage to him. If you go back to the beginning of the stream, I played the opening for the original Dragon Ball anime before I went to my usual music. And I even talked about it a little bit before going into the covers. But yeah, so this whole part was about the Iron Queen, who is a lady who can control cybernetics, electronics, and all of that. What is Khan's face in that cover? I don't know. It does look kind of weird. It's a shame I never got to watch Dragon Ball while he was alive. Yeah. I at least did, but then again, I was around when it started airing, like, in my neck of the woods, so... And I dropped interest when Dragon Ball Z started. I watched the entirety of the original Dragon Ball. But yeah. So yeah, the whole Iron Dominion thing meant a lot of things. Like, it meant that anyone who was made from, like, cybernetic, electronic implements, robotic implements, was at risk of being controlled by the Iron Queen. That included Nicole, by the way. Remember Nicole? The one who was keeping up the town, the city, where every main character from the Sonic side of the story was living in? Yeah. Stuff's not looking good. Hey, did you look at the tutorial video for Sonic Mania boss fight? Not yet. I'm gonna do that tomorrow. I mean, there were so many reruns and I never watched it. It took me almost 23 years to realize how the PT dub was unique. Yeah. It had a lot of good things. It had a lot of bad things, actually. Like, the dub of Dragon Ball was very bad. It was very bad for dubs in general. You probably know the story, Elmer. Nicole overcame it, if somewhat late, but I don't remember how. Yeah, me neither, but I do remember that. Okay, I gotta ask, Spaz, Why did you think that emphasizing Sonic's drool in this cover was a good idea? That's something that I've always wondered looking at this one. I was playing Sonic 4 Episode 2 and it wasn't that bad as everyone says, except the special stages. They suck. Licensed comics should probably not do long story arcs. Yeah, the thing is the Sonic comic, it's manly drool. Yeah, instead of manly tears. Since Sonic can't cry anymore because mandates. Yeah. Instead of manly tears, he has manly drool. Licensed comics should probably not do long story arcs. I mean, I agree, but I think that it's very unfortunate. Reshiram, the legendary Pokemon from Unova, where? I think this was a little bit too early for that. Or was it? Was it? Is episode 1 or 2 the one where you can stand upside down to the physics engine? I have no idea. I've never played Sonic 4. I've never played Sonic 4, so I can't really say. Question, how many physical comics of Sonic do you have? That's a very good question. I would say... I would say 20? No, that's too little. No. 30? I would say 30. Like, a bunch from this run, and a bunch of Sonic Universe ones. Then I have the trade paperbacks of the IDW comics, but those, again, those are trade paperbacks. Like, I'm not gonna count those as, individual comics. So, yeah. It depends on the license, unless you count how the Disney comics have total freedom and have a lot of isolated arcs, thanks to the various sagas. Yeah, no, I think that Sonic, at least at this point, was in that same how can I put this? In that same position. I think that Sonic was in that position. Like, you have enough freedom that you can do, long story arcs. But it is a little bit sad once you know that stuff turned out the way that it did. So, hello PPA, welcome. How are you? I was thinking you wouldn't show up. Hi. It's good timing too. New run left. We need a mod. We need an experienced mod. I'm gonna have to have more moderators in the future, but yeah. Corporate mandate. How about you mandate your boyfriend, huh? This might be unfair, but Sonic 4 was worthwhile just for getting us that CD remake. I mean, yeah. Some bad things come for good reasons. Like how the Genesis wave gave us Worlds Collide. Yeah. Yeah. Oh man, Worlds Collide was... it was super hype while it was going on. So yeah, Iron Dominion. So basically what they decided to do was, okay, so the Iron Queen allied herself. Well, she can control cybernetics, right? So she allied herself with the Dark Legion, as you can see here. They're the hooded guys, the ones that look like they're part of a cult. I can't believe Beautiful Joe is in a comic. Yeah. And she also allied herself with. By the way, don't look at Amy's mouth. Don't. That was a trick. Now you're looking at it. Oops. Sorry. Oh man, I love Tracy Yardley's art style, but what is this? and I think it was King Toby who was asking, either King Toby or Sonico, or Sonico, who were asking about like if Sonic was in any of the Sonic Universe stories. And yes, he was in the one that started with this, like that was going at the same time as this, which is Sonic, Sally, and Monkey Khan go to different parts of the Iron Kingdom, which is basically China / Japan / Southeast Asia in this universe, and they gathered they gather allies in the other ninja clans, because other than the Bat Ninja Clan that you can see here, there were others. There was the Spiders, there was the Chameleons, and I think that there was at least another one, the Lynxes. The Lynxes? But I thought the Lynxes were allied with... I don't remember. But yeah, no, they go to the Iron Kingdom to gather allies. While the rest of the freedom fighters and Jeffrey, don't forget Jeffrey, our good old pal Jeffrey, who's totally not suspicious, by the way, totally not. While they fend off the Iron Queen's forces in New Mobotropolis. I also found a website to read Sonic comics, and it's ad-free. Really? That is super cool. Pepe l'Imposteur. Yeah. I mean, I could see Antoine calling him that. That's okay. It's okay, Elmer. But yeah, I still want the physical releases though. So yeah. Oh yeah, Snively allied himself with the Iron Queen as well, because he had a crush on her. Sonic le Hedgehog. Hi, Joni! I blame my Looney Toony side. I mean, I have one too, and you know that. So yeah. Wait. Yeah, wait. There was one comment that I forgot to read. She is hungry for justice. And omelette du fromage, probably. Cheese omelet. Oh man. Yeah, I think that this one is where they beat the Iron Kingdom, at least. Yeah. Yeah, so as you can see, that wasn't too long. That was like a year. But like, when you're waiting a whole month for the next issue to come out, it feels like an eternity. If it's okay, I can send a link. Don't send links here. Wait until the Discord. Yeah, it might not work. It might not work, and you might get like insta banned by YouTube. That would not be me. I have no control over that. It would probably be YouTube flagging you for spam. Iron Dominion took a darn year. Yup. Sonic Squill looked tumoury. Yeah, this is the guy who made those other weird covers that nobody liked. I guess they decided to give him a last chance. Remember the one where he has, the letter with Sonic? He is tumoury for justice. But yeah, so Nico, save that for when we have the Discord. Because I'm not sure like what YouTube's stance is on links. Like, I would ask you to put it like on a comment, but again, YouTube might instantly flag that as spam. Wait until we get the Discord. Which, like, we're not gonna be done. We're not gonna be done with the Archie comics today. Like, I knew that today we were only gonna cover the Ian Flynn era of the mainline comic. We still have the Knuckles comics and the Sonic Universe comics to go through. So, yeah. When is the... when is the Discord server coming? Really soon? If everything goes well, if I'm able to put things in order like I want to, it'll be coming not this weekend, but the next one. So I want to see if I can, you know, trim some things, prune some things, before I officially open it, so that I can make sure that I don't have, like, you know, any frivolous servers or anything, because the Discord that I have was made on a template. So yeah. I can help with the Discord moderation if you need. Oh, okay, Elmer. Okay, Elmer. Yeah, well, I'm gonna need mods, and then I'm gonna. Oh man, how do I say that I'm gonna pick mods when I don't want to talk about favoritism? Damn it. Or just helping around, yeah. YouTube likes Breath of the Wild Link and Toon Link, but not CDI Link. How the frick do you know that, Johnny? It's okay, there's a video called Where to Read Sonic Comics, and there's a video that will take you to the links. Oh, okay, okay. Sonic's head reminds me of the blue lady from The Fifth Element. Oh. I'm not sure if that's a good thing. But yeah. Then I don't remember what they were doing during this part of the comic. I mean, we have Big, that's always a plus, and Froggy. Oh! You got me. You got me, Johnny. That was a good one. That was a good one. Oh, right. This emerald that we have here, I think that this is what was mentioned as like the sort of replacement for the Master Emerald in Archie's version of Sonic Adventure. Is this when we find out about big species? I think it is. I think it is because, you know, there's the other lady from the Mysterious Cat Country. Yeah. Yeah, Cold Hard Clash. Not an Emerald. Onyx, right! Right, it actually had a name, yeah. Yeah, this was also when Silver thought that Rotor was the traitor, because he noticed a Boomer in, you know, ancient records, and he didn't know who Boomer was. So when he found that Boomer was Rotor, and since his name stopped showing up after a point, he assumed that, you know, Boomer was the traitor. So yeah. And they kinda join forces in here, despite Silver not trusting him completely because of, you know. Right? Is this where? Yes, this is where we had Eggman's dozen, which was like. I think that it was like a bunch of it was a bunch of Mobians and stuff that decided to be roboticized. Like they formed a Dark Legion. Yeah. Rotor was attacked. Rotor was not the traitor. Never mind that bad Amogus joke. That don't look like a big rock snake. Sonic freaking drowns. in what was the name? What is the name of this level in Sonic 2? Because this is based on the level of Sonic 2. Oil Ocean. Oil Ocean. This is Oil Ocean. Yeah. Pre-Eggman doesn't. The idea of one was just starting. Thank you, Whale Fox Johnson. Thank you so much. And welcome, by the way. Oil Ocean built up to this Genesis wave and coined Rabo instead of Rabot. Yeah. Yeah. Throw a lit match in that oil. Then Sonic's gonna die, like for real, for real. Right, we are getting super close to... We're getting super close to the Super Genesis wave. Oh dear. In Service to the King, Part 1. Yeah. I don't remember what happened here. And yeah. And this is where one of the betrayals happened. Because everyone thought that this was the betrayal that Silver was looking after all this time. Turns out it wasn't. This was a different betrayal. Shaman! I almost put hot sauce on my food instead of ketchup. I need the protection of the goddess. Okay, Lady Haya, please protect Dave from getting burnt on his hot sauce because he mistook it for ketchup. It wasn't his fault. Yeah, the traitor here was Jeffrey St. John, who was revealed to be working for Ixis Nagas, who I think the idea was that he was working for Ixis Nagas in part because I think that Hershey, his girlfriend, was like I don't know, like something happened to her. Like it was hinted at as early as Hungry Face Amy cover that something had happened to Hershey. So yeah, he'll be fine. He won't let himself die just because he's killed. Yeah, a twist. I was thinking more of that level Kyrie hasn't been to yet in the other stream and all the mechanics there. Oh dear. Sonic on this cover looks like he's covered in milk. Yeah, that's what happens when you don't when you color the outlines of the rain in black. Pretty sure it's fine. Pretty sure they said he worked for Naga since the beginning and worked for the Acorns to preserve the kingdom. No, that's just Cuphead's internal organs. Elmer. Okay, yeah, no, that also makes sense. Again, it's been a long time since I read these. Oh yeah, and while all of that is going on, Mina is rallying everyone to go against Nicole because she turned on them. As Iron Nicole without knowing that she undid the brainwashing and then was helping everyone behind the scenes. Then she feels like a heel when she finds out. Yeah, I remember being angry at this one. I remember being angry at this issue because, like, after everything, after proving that the comic can go without the romance angle, they decide to bring it up one last time, and I'm like, that can't be Mina, she ain't anime enough. You're right. I don't know, Mina, you're looking kinda sus. That brain looks sus, yeah. What, his head is literally a cup with a white liquid. Yeah, I know! I know. Who was this artist? I remember that I liked this artist's style. Who was that? Isn't that Cuphead's soul? Oh, yeah. Oh, come on! I can't read the signature. I can't read the signature. I'll check it later, but I remember that I like this guy's art style a lot. Now Sonic will never date again. Yeah. I mean, that's... I'm probably... I don't know if I'm alone in this, but I'm the... Is it not Yardley? No. No, it's not Yardley. No, this one is not Yardley. Ah, dang it! I really can't read. I know that the colorist was Matt Herms. I love Matt Herms' I love Matt Herms' colors, by the way. But yeah, mandates dictate Sonic can't date, and as I was gonna say, I don't know if I'm the only one who's happy about that. But I'm a bit biased. Ben Bates, that's it. Thank you, Whale Fox. It's Ben Bates and Terry Austin. Yes, I remember that I love Ben Bates' art style. Yeah. But yeah, I'm a bit biased because I don't care about romance. Like, I don't care about romance. In fact, like, most of the time, especially like in the Sonic comic, like, romance was kind of only, you know, padding, and it was an excuse to make characters act a certain way. Like, he's just like me, for real. Ben Bates even adapted Sonic and Tails for OKKO. All right, they showed up in OKKO. That still blows my mind. Oh man. But yeah, I need to look if he accepts if he accepts commissions. Chaos and the Crown. Part 1 of 2. I don't remember what was happening in this one. Say what now? That was him? I'm back! Oh. I mean, one thing that this part of the comic did do is it gave Jeffrey St. John a pretty cool power set. I dig the whole shadow smoke thing that they had. I still have to watch that episode of OKKO in Portuguese. Crossover with Sonic die immediately after. I mean, I didn't watch OKKO, but knowing that you'll get Sonic as Sonic and Chris as Tails. Which Chris? Dr. Roundman! Oh, right. This was like one of the many final assaults on the death egg. Yeah. They were definitely treating this like, you know, if not final, at least very close to it. And then we had the Genesis wave. Not the Super Genesis wave, the Genesis wave, which honestly, it was a great thing that they introduced this as early as this part, because that pretty much means that by the time that they actually had to reset the comic, they already had set a precedent to, you know, see a different version of events. So yeah, the read up, Chris, yeah. Milestone issue, baby! Yeah! Sonic characters with hair look really weird to me. I mean, I think it depends on the hair. Are you talking about Sally? Are you talking about Sally, Antoine, or Bunny? Ready to reboot, sir. Jim Cummings. Oh, dude, seriously? Jim Cummings doing his best Long John Baldry impression? That is awesome. Ian Flynn did not plan to include the Genesis wave. This came from Sega for nostalgic tie-in. Still, since it set a precedent for, like, you know, okay, let's see a different version. Let's see a different version of these characters. It means that when the Super Genesis wave actually hit, it wasn't that hard to believe. It wasn't that hard to see, like, to see something like that happening. And the one in the corner, all of them, and the one in the corner of the previous cover. Corner. What, Lienda? The echidna lady? I mean, I guess. Is Vanilla the only video game Sonic character with hair? I don't remember how Trip looks. I don't know if she has hair too. These covers were so hype. And especially after Sonic's 15th birthday. Yeah, it was Lienda, yeah. Yeah, welcome to the world of Sonic characters with hair. Trip and Blaze have, I think. Trip lacks hair, okay. Blaze has hair, but it's like, it's intertwined, like, with her fur. Like, I'm not really sure what she would look like if she let her hair down. I would love to see it. I'd love to see it though. But yeah, these covers were super hype, and you know, the whole 20th Sonic anniversary being a lot better than the 15th anniversary was such a relief for everyone. Like, at this time, people were gearing up to, like, I think Sonic Generations, I think Sonic Colors had come out not too long ago. Eggman has hair. Yeah, Blaze's hair is like Amy or Knuckles. Man, Antro characters with hair can be a mess. Yeah. Just bound up, yeah. So does Maria. Elmer! But yeah. And then, yeah, there you go, Sonic Generations. And the inevitable tie-in side story that is not exactly set in the same continuity as the actual comics. And Gerald, yes. And I'm gonna be honest, this kicked off one of the parts of the comic that was the most frustrating for me in multiple ways. Two major ways actually. And the gun commander. No, you're not, Elmer, but no, you're not, but I think that we get the point. We get the point by now. Yeah, this issue is so sad for Sally. Yeah. Yeah. And like I said, for me, this kicked off a very, like, frustrating part of the comic, in which Sally Acorn, jacket wearer, is roboticized. AKA one of the things that people have been afraid of for the longest time since the comic began. And it was a big moment. It was a big moment. It was handled pretty well until it wasn't. Mecha Sally was the traitor. Yes. Sally was the traitor that Silver had been looking for this entire time. What he didn't know was that the traitor was not the traitor out of their own free will. Bring back Madonna. Bring back Madonna, let Sonic have horrible hybrid babies. And the sleep paralysis demons in the Empire City, Sonic Unleashed DLC. Oh yeah. One of the main themes of Archie Sally was that everyone wanted to control her. Eggman made that literal. Yeah. Yeah, she kept being pushed around by like whoever happened to have more power at the time. And it's like I like the idea. I like the idea a lot. It rose the stakes like massively. Jesus! I meant more like Madonna from the comics. Mecha Sally looks sick as hell though. Yeah, no, it's a very good design. It's a very good design. Also, this cover is pretty good. So what issue was Antoine blown up in? I don't remember. I don't remember when he was blown up. I think it was after this. I think that it was after this. We're still not at that point, but we are pretty close. I don't remember like what happened here. Like, did they capture Jeffrey and put him on trial? I mean, that's what the cover seems to imply. See, the thing is, one of my issues with this part of the story, and I want to make sure that I choose the right words so that I don't come off as overly aggressive, is that because it was Sally, there was a lot. There was a lot of flip-flopping between, oh, we have to fight her, but we can't because it's not her fault and stuff. And it got to a point where it was just, for me at least, and maybe I need to reread these parts to reassess them. But at the time, it was so annoying hearing the same thing over and over again, and them just letting Mecha Sally get away with stuff because she was Sally, and because it wasn't her fault because she was acting against her will, and all of that, and it got to a point that it was frustrating, and when the Super Genesis wave happened, I was actually thankful that we got back, you know, a Sally that was not in that position. Yeah, almost like Vector was originally cut until Chaotix. The Freedom Fighters got him with facts and logic, but Nagas just used his part and power. Oh, okay. Dang it. So many lost characters on that first game alone. Yeah. It's but it is fascinating to go back to those to go back to those days, you know, of pre-production, and just think of the possibilities, you know. Meanwhile, in games, it's like, our friend is possessed. Let's speed him up. That'll take the possession out of him. As a shaman, I can tell you that getting beaten up has never made a spirit leave me. Usually it has to be either they want to leave or I force them out. But no beatings uppings are necessary. But yeah, the war zone. Yeah, no, like... The possibilities are never ending. I see it, and now it's all within my reach. Endless possibilities. Maybe they just haven't beaten hard enough. Johnny, why? Why not? Hey, any excuse to sing Sonic songs. Oh, by the way, yeah, this cover was drawn by James Fry, I think. Yeah, it was James Fry, who had been like on and off in the comics for a while. He was also one of the first people responsible for bringing the more anime-esque drawing style to the comic. Call of Duty Warzone. Actually, no, it's just caution, now entering the war zone, but I can understand the... Just like the Bart lookalike, the Bulldog, Eggy in pajamas, the evil overlord, Bumblebee, Eggy, and the rabbit. Yeah. I think that this is the issue where Antoine gets blown up. Because I remember... Okay, so... You remember way back there was a cover where Sonic and Amy were fighting a blue version of Omega. That blue version of Omega was piloted by the anti-verse version of Bunny, who had the same disease as Maria. And the blue Omega lookalike was both a defense mechanism and also a life support system for her. So you remember that, right? After Antoine gets blown up, which I'm gonna guess it's either in this issue or one of the next ones. She left New Mobotropolis. And since the Super Genesis wave happened before that plot point could be resolved, I'm just gonna tell you what would have happened straight away. She would have joined her, I don't know if it was father, uncle, grandpa? Basically one of her family members joined the Eggman Empire. He was part of Eggman's Dozen, which is still coming up, I believe. Yeah. And Sonic's band appeared in the comics as the Mongooses band. Yeah, Max the Rabbit did show up in Superstars. Oh, he did? The Unleashed arc is coming up. I thought you were thinking of that. Oh, you need to reach for the stars tonight. Sonic the Hedgehog says, you gotta climb in a dryer. Bad things can happen if you don't. That's from a YouTube poop, by the way. But yeah, you had this whole thing. Yeah, let's fight Sally. Let's not, because it's not her fault. I love these covers, by the way. They tell me so much about what's actually happening in the comics. Oh yeah, this what were they called? The Substitute Freedom Fighters? That was a great idea, actually. Bring back some neglected characters. Bring back some neglected characters. Oh hey, it's Cream. Has she ever shown up in a cover yet? And I think that up there, that's Metal Sonic Kai. I am not sure. It's the story you wouldn't believe. And I believe that, yeah, Antoine is no longer here. So that probably means that, yeah, he got blown up and that sent Bunny over the edge. Yeah. The Secret Freedom Fighters, yeah. Everyone is canon, except for the Sad AM cast. They're in the jar of cookies. 3D render. It's 1996, and I'm so impressed by this technology. Kyrie cameo. What in Metal Sonic Kai? Yeah, if you look closely, I'm over there somewhere inside. Like he has his mouth open. If you look inside, look, there I am. Hi! So we're past the What's Up Dog from the What's Up Doc from the Bugs Bunny wannabe? Not yet, no. Remember when I said that I had 2 major issues with this part of the comic? One was the whole Mecha Sally thing of, you know, the whole going back and forth on fighting her or not fighting her because it's not her fault, yada yada yada. I was so excited. I was so excited for this for this storyline. For the endangered species storyline. As were a lot of people. Okay, before I reveal what happened. Let me just read. 241. This issue was the farewell to everyone in the pre-Super Genesis wave timeline. Bye, Mina, Jeffrey, Sonic's parents, Max, etc. Yeah, and at the time nobody knew. At the time nobody could know what was gonna happen. Not Mario and Sonic at the Olympic Games. Yeah. Also, Hazen. Mecha knock knock, it's Mecha. Knuckles. Oh hey, an accurate metal Nux. I mean, he still looks pretty cool. Endangered species thing is crapapple. I'm turning into the dog from Dog of Wisdom. But yeah, so... yeah, remember the whole Panders lawsuit? This is where it hit. Not this. 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 Because you know what happened? So you see that guy over there. He's a Tasmanian devil. Thrash the devil. And this was going to be a story centered around the echidnas. And worst of all for me was that it was being drawn by Stephen Butler, aka one of the guys that made me get into the comics. Hello, Guadalupe! Hola, Voli! The purple demon, yeah. I remember people seeing that dude's silhouette and thinking it was Boom Knuckles. Yeah. Amy had one of the Sues next to her in the original comic. Yeah, Julie Sue. So yeah, this issue, nothing wrong with it. It feels like it's going to gear up to something really interesting. Besides, it's the first time that we're seeing the echidnas after a long time. Then this issue hits, and it starts with Thrash, this guy, this purple guy, who is not Taz. Yes, Elmer, you are correct. Having thrown every single echidna in the Archieverse into a portal from which they could never escape. Out of nowhere. It just starts like that. And then I don't really remember what they do for the rest of the storyline. It's just a lot of fighting. It's just a lot of fighting and... yeah. Wasn't it a warp ring? Probably. Probably it was. Probably it was. Still. So that's why Archie Sonic Online rewrote the Endangered Species arc. Yeah. Most likely, because that is not what was going to happen. I don't know what was going to happen. I haven't looked into the plans that Ian Flynn had for the comic before the lawsuit went through. Because yes, this is what the lawsuit brought us. And it hit right at the moment, like at the worst possible moment when we were about to get the echidnas back. And now that I think about it, all that meandering spent with Mecha Sally and going back and forth, that could have been, like, they could have done this story first. They could have done this story first and then go into that. But no, like, it was such bad timing. Because this was when the results of the lawsuit came out. They did not... Y adios. Okay, Guadalupe, bye. Sorry if I scared you. Sorry if I scared you. Filler at that point. Sonic doesn't date anymore. Knuckles remains the last of his kind. Yeah, you're lucky if you get to call. I mean, I don't mind having to call. I mean, she's one of my favorite characters, after all. Yeah. It starts with one thing. I don't know why. It doesn't even matter how hard you try. Keep that in mind. That design is trying to explain in due time. All I know is that something. I don't remember the rest of the lyrics. But yeah, grab every kid individually and play ring toss. Apparently that's what he did. Man. I think it'd be very lucky to have Tikal. Yeah. I don't know if IDW has Tikal. I know that post Super Genesis Wave, Tikal was an actual character. Which bothers me so much that the comic got cancelled after the Super Genesis Wave because... Nope, we're not there yet. Rage when we get there. Oh, man. Deacon the race is a valuable thing. Watch Critty Decision kill the whole thing. Yeah. Like, Tikal hasn't shown up in IDW yet, I don't think. Oh. I'm not gonna lie, I kind of had hopes for that. I think they have because of Sonic Adventure, or at least she's implied. Yeah. Yeah, she's implied to exist. But she can return, though. Yeah. I was actually talking about that with my brother, but I'm probably gonna save that for last. They just flippin' disappeared. Yeah. This is the move that made LeBron cry. Yeah. Looks like Knuckles is about to crack. I was about to crack when I read issue 244. In fact, that was a really bad time. That was a really bad time for me in general. Okay. Picture this. It's January 2013. This issue 244 comes out. It also comes out that Ken Penders, one of the original Sonic comic writers, was the reason why this stuff's gotta be the way that it is. First there's that. Then Pokemon movie gets announced. Number 16. Mewtwo is back. They release a trailer. He has a woman's voice, meaning that this is not the same Mewtwo that we remember. What the actual, pardon my French, fuck then to top it all off, the Atlantugese post office decided that it was a great idea to raise taxes, not just to raise taxes, and the U.S. Postal Office decided to raise every single cost of shipping of anything to Europe. Amazing start of the year. Great. Would love to do it again. Number 15. The Mewtwo Conundrum. Everyone knows that there can only be one Mewtwo, but if you watch Pokemon Movie 16, 2 Mewtwo's is just what you might get, or not. It's about rage. It's about Sonic. We stay salty. We complaining. I don't think the ring was even shown. Yeah. The entire freaking race got thrown out the window. Yeah. This isn't even a real issue, you know. Just a waste of money to watch them all go. Yeah. 2013 was only good for the Paul Rush's take on Mickey Mouse, I see. Yeah, at least we got that. Woof. Too bad it didn't come out in January, because then it would have probably mitigated the dent that all of these things did at the same time. Legendary has no gender, so... Legendary? Who's legendary? A world in crisis! A princess in peril! Sonic must win at all costs! Too bad he's not gonna, because... Worlds collided! Oh no! So yeah, we have the Sonic and Mega Man crossover. I think that past this point, I might have told a little bit of a fib, because I had a hard time getting back into the comic after the whole endangered species debacle. And worst of all, once I learned that the lawsuit was ongoing, and this was like in 2011 or something, I remember discussing with my brother that the Sonic Archie comics needed a Crisis of an Infinite Earths type of scenario. You know, something that would reset everything. And guess what? That's exactly what we got. It took 2 years after I said that, but yeah, that's what we got. Oh, legendary Pokemon are legendary Pokemon are genderless. Yes, but here's the problem. I'm not even arguing that Mewtwo has a gender. What I am arguing is that Mewtwo is not the same Mewtwo that we knew before, of which we knew that there could only be one, and I'm not even memeing. Like, in the anime, like, okay, I know that discussing the Pokemon anime canon is like super stupid. It's super stupid and like an exercise in futility. But there are some things that stick. And, like, a lot of people watched the original Mewtwo movie. A lot of people were attached to the original character. This Mewtwo, he could also have a male voice. If it wasn't the same Mewtwo, people would still complain. I would still complain. My issue is not that they made Mewtwo a girl. At all. My issue is how they handled the matter of Mewtwo in general. And they said it was to respect Takeshi Shudo's memory, but in doing so, you're kind of like... But what you did was actually erase his memory. How the heck is that respecting it? I'm sorry. I have very strong opinions. I have very strong opinions about movie 16. Wait, I just realized the reboot happened as soon as the Disney comics came back in Portugal. Oh yeah, Mega Man! Yeah. Kyrie created... Is Mewtwo legendary? Yes, Mewtwo is a legendary. Kyrie created the Worlds Collide thing? Thanks, Kyrie, no problem! There is supposed to be one Mewtwo, yeah. The game's canon also implies that Mewtwo was the only of his species. That's a little bit harder to enforce because of, you know, the whole trading thing, which means you can have a whole team just with Mewtwo's. That you trade with people. Or like have multiple Mewtwo's that you put in Pokemon Home and just, you know, have a team of 6 Mewtwo's. So like that canon is a little bit harder to enforce. But yeah. Well, I have to hop. I have a stream to moderate. Wish you well. Until next time. Okay, Johnny, thank you for coming and bye. Or was it Mew? Leo thinking face. No, I think that Mew is not covered by that whole thing. There can only be one. I mean, it's implied, but it's not like that, you know? Mewtwo is more like Celebi in that regard. Yeah, we heard about... We heard what you said about Mewtwo's hips and thighs and... Oh my goodness, what if that was the actual reason? Oh hey, so, people are saying that Mewtwo looks kinda, you know, feminine. So maybe making him making him have a deep guy voice was a mistake? Maybe we can undo it? Okay, Elmer. Okay, Elmer, I just want to see if I can get, I'm gonna get... Okay, I'm gonna get until the Super Genesis wave, and then we're gonna stop. And then we're gonna stop for today. I really thought I could get through Ian Flynn's run in just one stream. I was so naive. I was so naive. Oh man, I talk too much. Narratively... Oh, by the way, Johnny approved the idea for this cannellation group. Oh, okay, that's cool. That's cool. Too bad he already left. Yeah. Narratively, the Mega Man crossover works in Archie Sonic's narrative with the Chaos Emeralds. Ken Penner set this precedent with his Image Comics crossover with Spawn. Ian Flynn just did this way better. Yeah. Yeah. I believe you. We love the ramble, but thank you so much. thank you so much. You know, like, you have no idea how reassuring it is to hear that people actually like to hear me talk at length about the things that I'm passionate about. Like, I know it's been almost... it's been like over a year. It's been over a year and a half since I started doing this, and I'm still surprised that people are actually interested in listening to me. And I thank you so much. I thank you so much for that. Like, you have no idea. Yeah, Tails, Mega Man is a little bit on the heavy side, huh? Oh boy, but that's an interesting trade over. Yeah, and here we have number 50, number 50, and what is that? Look, it's Arbot and Cubot! Yay! It is Zorbot and Cubot. Sonic on Rush the dog just looks right. Yeah, it does, doesn't it? That's pretty surprising, actually. I think it's because the art is so good on these covers. Yeah, who made it? Who made it? Oh, it was Spaz, of course. Spaz can do no wrong. I wonder if he's open for commissions. Oh yeah, here you go. It's just $500 for a commission, no biggie. I mean, Andrew Bryce Thomas's commissions go for quite a bit. Meanwhile, poor Tails, yeah. The Genesis thing, or whatever it was for this comic, was really clever, yeah. Hearing people talk about things that they are passionate about is 10 times more interesting than 90% of random streamer ramble. I mean, yeah, I gotta agree with you. I gotta agree with you. I've seen a lot of like streamers, mostly VTubers, like because that I see. Oh, this person has an interesting model. I want, and like an interesting, you know, lore. I wouldn't say lore, like an interesting concept. Let's call it like that. And then I start watching them, and I don't know. There's something missing. And I'm probably talking against myself, because probably a lot of people also tune into my streams and go like, you know, I can tell that this person is not a professional. You know, I can tell this person is not a professional. They stutter a lot. they stutter a lot. They ramble a lot, and blah 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 blah. So yeah, apologies to anyone if, you know, you come here and you hear me talk and you go like, this person does not have what it takes. Not just for the reboot, but letting them use characters that weren't introduced yet and avoiding comic bits that would confuse people. Oh yeah, no, that was brilliant. That was super brilliant. I don't watch streamers for gameplay, that's for sure. Yeah. I think that some people do, which confuses the heck out of me. Like, if you want to watch, you know, good gameplay, you either watch, like, speedruns or walkthroughs of games. You don't need, like, streamers. I mean, I guess it would be interesting to, you know, get a streamer doing a walkthrough while streaming, but at the same time, I don't know. Mega Man and Sonic crossover slaps, yeah. And then we got to issue 250. Which was a milestone issue. And then... oh. And then everyone goes Super Saiyan! And then they beat the bad guys, and they beat Dr. Robotnik, and they beat Dr. Wowie! And Proto Man is there, guys! Proto Man and Shadow and... who's that? Sigma? Is that wait, no. Is that... I was under the impression that Sigma was from the Mega Man X continuity. Like, I don't know much about, like, Mega Man. Like, the only Mega Man franchise, sub-franchise, let's call it, that I was into was Mega Man Battle Network. The Boys, yeah. I guess if it's like tournament play, but man, it sounds boring. Yeah. Yeah, no, I kind of realized that. Sigma came later in a much worse crossover. Oh, Duo! Wait, Duo was a thing in Mega Man Battle Network at one point. I don't remember what his deal was. But yeah, okay. Okay, my bad. my bad. Again, not too well versed in Mega Man. And the wrong wrong source picked. And here we are. Super Genesis Wave. Yes, he's from space in both continuities. Oh, okay. Okay. Duo was fast also. Oh. I think that one of my friends gave me the Mega Man collection. Actually. Huh. Stream material. Haha. Mustache? Where? Where's the mustache? Does Sonic have a mustache? No. Oh man. Here we have it. Super Genesis Wave complete. The reboot is in full swing. Much like Sonic, it hit the ground running. Oh, Sonic's face. No, those are just shadows. But I get how you can, I get how they can look like a mustache. Yeah, especially if you're not like right next to the screen. El Sonico. I'm sorry, that's very stereotypical. Oh man. I miss this comic. Like so much. But again, I promised that I was gonna start reading the IDW Sonic comics today. Or maybe I should only start. Should I only start after I complete the retrospective? I think that would make a bit more sense. But on the other hand, now I really got the itch for reading them. Yeah, you know, screw it. I'm starting reading them today. My sleep schedule is probably gonna suffer a lot, especially since now I have to kind of wake up somewhat early to to drive and catch trains and stuff. We need more video game comics, terribly adapted or not. Yes, we do. Yes, we do. Wait a second. Wasn't there a Virtua Fighter comic in Fleetway? Like they had the Sonic comics, and then they had other comics based on other Sega properties. Fighting Vipers. Oh wait, no. Yes, I would like a Fighting Vipers comic. That is true. That is super true. I would like a Fighting Vipers comic. But I would place my bets more. I would place more of my money on their existing Virtua Fighter comic. Oh man. Okay, guys. I guess that's it for today. This is a good place to stop. Again. And I better go. I know you don't like fan versions, but I still recommend the fan-made continuation of Archie, just the first issue or two. I'll see if I look into that. Elmer, for example, is not gonna let me forget that it exists, so it's very close to the genuine article and provides actual closure on the arc. Okay. Okay, good. I'll see if I do that. No promises, but yeah. The fan-made continuation of STC was pretty good too for a while. There was a time where I was thinking of applying there as an artist, but I wasn't very good. I still have a lot of issues. But I did think about it. Never went anywhere. Okay, guys, thank you so much for being here. you so much for being here and for listening to my endless rambles. Really, really appreciate that. And I'm gonna have to repeat a word that I don't like repeating words, but I can't think of another, so there we go. Whether you're watching this live or the VOD, know that your presence is always appreciated. And see you soon, or as they say in Atlantis. What, Sonico? Start reading, remember the video if you need... Oh. Okay. Ekase!